Have you assessed the likelihood of your clients and leads transacting? If not, check out Agent Hacks right now. In the real estate industry, one of the easier things that agents have to do right now is find leads. Find the people to call. You can get leads cheap. You can get them anywhere, whether it's Facebook, on Instagram, whether you're working with some of the larger websites, you're working your sphere. Leads are not the problem. There's plenty of leads for everybody to call. Here's the thing. A lot of folks, they collect leads. They don't focus on converting them. And we are in the conversion business. So one of the things we just went over at one of our team trainings I really wanted to share with everybody is we're big on having a top prospect list. If you go back to episode 12, yes, very long ago, we talked about having a top prospects list of your folks that you are ready to help buy or sell a home. They're close to becoming your clients. You're ready to get a listing contract. Your top people that are the hottest. Here is an exercise to do once you have that list compiled. So go back to episode 12, watch that, come back here, and you want to score every lead you have and score them 1 to 10. So 1 being they are very unlikely to transact and make a real estate decision versus 10, they are extremely likely or are absolutely going to be making a real estate decision and executing an agreement of sale. That's what we're looking for here. So here's the thing when you have that list. Let's say you got 10, 15, 25, 38 people. Doesn't matter the number. Some of those people on there are not going to turn into sales. And once you accept that and understand that, it's going to change your mindset on the folks you're spending time with, on the folks that you're focusing on, and the ones that you are adjusting and maneuvering to make sure you get them into properties right away or trying to convert them into a listing almost immediately. So the reason you do this is that every lead, and this is an acronym or just a saying you can adopt, is that some will, some won't, so what, who's next? That is a really important mantra of any good salesperson because you want to have your pot of prospects bubbling over so hot and spilling over that if something falls out of the pot, it's not going to be the end of the world. You don't want to ever be tied to that one person because the more prospects and leads and listings and clients you have, the more leverage you have. So the thing to acknowledge here is every lead is going to be a good lead. You've got to ask them the right questions. So when you score these people, you want to score, like how do you do it, right? That's the question. So you need to ask the right questions. Are they motivated by something that's happening no matter what? So a young couple getting married. Hey, we're buying a home because we're both living with our parents right now, and we are not going to be starting our married life there. That's someone you'd probably put between an 8 and a 10. The folks that are in a 2-bedroom townhome, and they're having a third kid. That's someone that's going to be in that 8 to 10 range. The seller who says, I'm only moving if, and that if is getting a crazy insane price that would never appraise, that may be a 3 or a 4 or even lower. So it's really about understanding the situation surrounding each of these people, how serious they are, how motivated they are to transact. And then once you do that, you can prioritize who's going to get the appointment with you first. If you got someone that's kind of wishy-washy about a place versus a client that is saying, hey, we're buying the next right home we see, we've got the contract ready to go, we just need to fill in the address, you might need to focus more on them. Most of the sales leakage or most of the money leaks happen when you don't follow up. So when you have this top prospect sheet and it's scored, right? And it's scored 1 to 10, you're going to know exactly who needs to get the most of your attention or at least be prioritized first, and then you can roll through the rest of these prospects. And that's not to say some of the people that are scoring at like a 4 to a 6 or a 4 to a 7 are not going to transact. That happens when the right situation arises, but there's a difference between motivation and the right situation. So this is something I encourage everyone to do, and here's why. If you feel like you're getting pulled in a million different directions because the market's so fast, you need to prioritize. If you need to know who gets your attention over the weekends or those evening appointments, that's where you need to prioritize. And enough people don't ask the right questions. They hear someone wants to sell a home, they're driving over to their house without even knowing the situation. the more prepared you are, the better questions you ask, the better you can manage your time. So take your top prospect sheet. And again, this is very old school. This is not tech savvy. This is old school, tried and true. Any successful salesperson out there is doing this. Score those leads, sit down. It takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We did it right at a team meeting, and it gave everyone some clarity on where their next sales are coming from, what their pipeline looks like, and who needs that little bit of extra attention. You got any questions about this? You know where to reach me? Otherwise, we'll keep these hacks coming, and we'll be back next week.